first ever episode. This is Sisters in Chats with Paige and Jade. I feel like we should just jump in and give a bit of a backstory and kind of why we're
even here.
Okay, so if you haven't noticed from the name, but we are sisters, and we don't live with each other, but we have amazing long phone conversations, like FaceTime guys that last like over an hour, and we're like, okay, like we need to hang this call up now.
No, we honestly,
it's
she's
crazy.
like, okay, I need to get back to work, and I'm like,
yeah,
I forget.
Or I'd be like, I need to watch the show, like I need to be playing catch up. And I feel like the conversations that we have and the things that we go through and the advice that we give each other, like we pull each other out of the delusionist, like all of that jazz,
back to reality,
literally. And I was like, oh, we should definitely put a camera on, because I said to her, like, I feel like I wish that we had this relationship when we was growing up, when we was younger.
Yeah, honest, no, for real.
Because I feel like it would have helped me a lot growing up, all the things that I went through. And I was like, oh, I wonder if there's any other people out there who don't have like a, you know, like a sister relationship or someone that they can turn to. And I was like, we should just like talk about things that we talk about, throw in like actual topics that are hot, and just let people listen in, right?
Stick a camera on, let's just talk and just get out of our comfort zone.
Definitely jumping out the comfort zone and just doing whatever we want to do, because you have one life. So
one life only. So
why not start a podcast, basically, right?
Yeah, try something new. Why not?
So this is where we are. Okay, so I feel like our first topic, I guess, our first official topic on this podcast is, okay, are you busy enough if you're thinking about him?
Okay, so statement.
Yeah, like, do you think that's true? Like, are you missing him? Like, if you have time to miss him, is it because you're not busy?
No.
You think it's false?
Yeah.
You don't agree with the statement? Okay.
No. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Wait, before I get in, do you agree or disagree?
I don't know, I feel like I'm in between, but I think I'm more pulling towards, I think that's kind of false. Like, I don't really agree with this statement.
Yeah.
I think, but yeah, let's maybe dig a little bit deeper.
Cool.
Yeah.
The reason I think it's like false is because, like, say if you go through a breakup and it's fresh and, you know, you're allowed to just kind of find yourself just, it might cross your mind because it's like, that's your normality and you're stepping out of it. Or you might be in the middle of doing something and something will happen and it's like, oh, that might remind you of that certain someone. Okay. So, and that doesn't just, and you might just be productive and something just happens. Like, that's out of your control. So it's a bit unfair to be so harsh and say, well, you're not busy enough if he's crossing your mind or she's crossing your mind, because we're only human, things happen. And especially, like, depending on how long you're with that person, the more memories you create, the more likely something's gonna happen that's gonna trigger that memory.
That's so true.
So it's like,
and you'll be sat there like thinking about them, and you're like, oh, like maybe I miss them, and be like, girl, you're not busy enough.
Yeah,
like, but that's
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I don't think it's true, actually. I think I'm gonna settle with, I disagree with that statement. I completely agree with you.
Okay.
I just feel like, you know, you could be having, it could be like a relationship where you've dated someone for so long, or it could even be like a little situationship. Do you know what I mean? Or something you've been talking to, like, depending on the dynamics. I feel like it's still false regardless. Yeah. Because, you know, you could be having really good days with someone, and like, you're not good days with someone. You could be having just really good, you could have really good days within yourself. Yeah. Where you're not thinking about it and you're doing X, Y, and Z, and you know, you're busy, you're doing stuff. Yeah. And then some days, you obviously will be thinking about it, but that's okay, like, it's not bothering your mood. Yeah. And then when you're not so busy, or even if you are busy, it will still catch you off guard, and you then can feel quite emotional about it. So I feel like that element of being busy, like, you could be busy, you could not be busy, but they still will cross your mind. Yeah, exactly. And you might be completely fine, or you might be upset. Yeah. It doesn't really make a difference.
And also, just to add in there, I just feel like if you do feel like it's crossed your mind, or that person's crossing your mind, and you're trying your hardest to get over them, don't think that you're not over them. It's just a part of, like, the process of trying to get over something. Yeah, like, you might go forward and then you might feel like you're going back, but it's just all a part of it. Because in all due time, you'll feel like, oh, like, okay, like, I feel I'm healed from that.
Okay, but I agree.
Yeah, back to the
because I feel like you definitely, I feel like you've definitely said that to me. Like, I feel like, I feel like I was working on myself and I'm getting in a really good place, and then I'll get, like, quite emotional, and I would call Paige and I'd be like, I don't know, today's been really rough, like I feel like I'm overthinking it a bit too much, I'm in like an emotional state, and she'd be like, that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, like you're going through, I'm healing. I'm gonna have really, really good days where I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And then some days I completely just crash, but it's literally like you said, I'm not taking like steps back, I'm still taking steps forward. It's part of the process, you need to go through it. So yeah, busy or not, it doesn't matter. And that doesn't mean you're taking steps back in your, you know, your process of moving on.
And you have to remember, like, having someone out of your life, it's like you're grieving because they're just no longer in your life, like they're not a part of your norm, so it's like the somewhat similar to the same process, like they're just trying to adjust to it.
And I think that's one thing that's kind of overlooked, because I feel like when, especially if you're dating someone, if it has been long term, and you know when it's like, oh, like thank goodness, like you're done with them, like they weren't good for you, and obviously people like, and you know that's kind of true, but they're like, okay, cool, and they just expect you to just forget about them.
I know.
I'm like, you don't know, like they're part of your norms every single day, and I think people forget about how someone can play such a big part in your everyday life, like from the morning to the evening, like your weekends, like the messages and calls on your phone, all of that changes. So I feel like that's kind of a paid down part, like, okay, cool, you're no longer dating them, that's amazing, you know, you don't need to miss them, move on, but it's like, it's actually a big change. So it's not like grieving them in terms of like the loss of because they're dead. It's because like what you said, it's just no longer in your life anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Which is just, and I feel like touching on that again, it's just like, I feel like people that say that it's very insensitive.
I feel like that as well.
And sometimes I feel like those are the people who potentially haven't had to go through a breakup and had to experience that.
Yeah.
So they may not have that understanding or that emotional understanding of how you may be feeling,
how you're going through it,
and it's just quite harsh. So because if I feel like when you talk to, when you've spoken to me about like your certain situation, there's certain things that I can relate on. So it's like, no matter how many times she comes to talk to me about it,
and then by we'll be talking. It's crazy because we'll talk about the same situation. Like what? So many times, like back to back. Like we were talking about it for like months. Months. Like we can even be like 12 months plus.
Yeah,
literally 12 months plus. And that's the one thing where I'm like, oh my god, like this issue. My sister's my best friend because she doesn't get sick and tired of me. She gives me the exact same energy each time. Like I said, I've literally been talking about something like over 12 months and it's never been whatever. Like we get to have a conversation, we'll be talking about it for over an hour, and it's honestly just helped like just generate in that step. And that's why I'm literally like, we should just start and have these conversations, because some people don't have that.
Exactly. And there's some girls that like, you might be your only child, or like you're the eldest and you feel like you don't really have anyone to like get advice from, or you know, and it's just like by us like talking about certain topics as well, it's just like be
like get like another insight into it.
Exactly.
So yeah, but with the whole situation of, you know, if you're missing him, it's because you're not busy enough. It's disagreement. We both disagree with that. And everyone is dealing with their own life, and everyone goes through things differently and cope with things differently. You can't compare one girl who's like, I'm so over it, like I don't care, I don't miss him, like block, delete, how is he?
Yeah, exactly.
To a girl who's like, oh, but I kind of do think about them sometimes, like, oh, I'd be checking our memories and the phone and all of that, like, there's two different people. It's like, everyone's different.
Everyone's wired differently. Everyone processes their emotions differently, and it's okay. Just do it at your own pace and the way you choose to deal with it. The only thing I would say is to help yourself in the process. Like if you are sitting there and you're just like scrolling through old pictures and like you're checking on them, like, I get it, it's very easy and it's somewhat addictive to do it.
And it is addictive to look back.
Exactly.
But it's not good to do it. And I have to hold my hand out, like I literally would do that, but I think I had to say to myself, okay, before I would do it, like I literally would talk, my inner voice would be like, okay, if you do this, how is this gonna help your mood?
No, it's true.
And then I'm like, okay, it's not gonna help my mood, it's just gonna make me reminisce. And I was like, right, but you don't want to reminisce because where's that gonna get you? And I'm like, it's not going to be basically a positive impact on my mood. And just right now, it's just not going to be great. So therefore, I'd be like, okay, right, then don't do it. I'm literally like technically having an in-voice debate with myself. Like, it's not gonna be great, you know that. Okay, I won't do it.
Yeah, I just feel like, just don't. What are you gonna gain from it? You know, I get sometimes it's harder for you to kind of, in that moment, sometimes it's hard to have that debate with yourself because
sometimes I'm just a girl. I want to be delusional. Like I want to be delusional, and then I get to live that moment until I talk with her, and then she's like, "Girl, let me take off the delusional goggles.
Just don't do it, okay?"
And I'm like, "Damn."
But obviously, I do let you do it at your own pace.
No,
there's certain things that I feel like you have to personally do, even if it means that you are dabbing back in. Not like whether it means like you're checking something or you're thinking of something. Like I'll let you have your moments.
No, of course, because also one thing is I think some people fail to understand and get, and I don't know, sometimes respect I feel like could be appropriate word to say on this is people will expect for you to kind of just be done and dusted and understand when they're telling you something like that's that end all, like, oh, if you don't listen that's your problem. But it's not as simple as that, because you need to keep on, you need to like basically go through it yourself and realize for yourself, and once you're able to, like, that clicks in your head, then we're on the same page. But until then I'm not gonna be on the same page, because, you know, I don't want to be, technically it's like, what is it, like denial or whatever?
Yeah, of course.
But the other person should respect that, and there should be that respect there, and not to make you feel a type of way.
And just that understanding as well, because at the end of the day, whoever's giving you advice, they are not feeling exactly the way you are feeling. Like, they're not in your situation. So there's no, with all their advice that they're giving, there's not as much emotion attached as the person who's currently going through it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's hard being the person going through things in life, having to have your head switched on and deal with all the emotions. It's so much easier being the other person and be like, right, you do this. Like, this is logic speaking, and you're like, damn, but it's not all logic here. It's like logic and heart, and like it's just twining things up and making life so much more difficult. So yeah, so no, you know, you're gonna miss people. You know, you're gonna miss him or her. And that's perfectly fine. That doesn't mean that you're not busy enough and you should get your shit together and keep moving through in life. No, you're going through something. Process it, feel it, and
don't overpower yourself with like trying to be overly productive. Like let yourself process your emotions.
Definitely process.
Just so you can just be healed from it properly, and don't like, because then otherwise it's just gonna pile up and you're gonna explode, and like it's just a lot.
No one's got time for the exploding. Just go through it. That's literally what we would say.
Yeah.
So yeah,
straight through it.
So it's a full statement. But we would love to hear what you guys think. So if you actually agree with the statement, like, no, you're not busy enough clearly for missing him, then definitely let us know in the comments. But if you agree with what we've said, you know, everyone has their opinions, everyone has their take on things, and that's what makes this, like, I guess, life world interesting.
Yeah, we're all different.
So let us know in the comments what you think. So yeah, okay, so we're gonna like round off today's episode with a Reddit until we build up a fan base, like not a fan base, a support base. I feel like, because we want to give out advice and, you know, let us help you guys. I don't know, like, how
in the best way possible. Like, we just want to help, give advice, and, you know, like have someone to talk to. But until like we build that support, you guys, we're gonna use Reddit. Like Reddit just to get people what they're going through and just give them advice.
Yes. So yeah, bear with me. So the first one on our on this episode is, should I send a breakup text? Now that is a mouthful within itself, a breakup text.
In all honesty, I'm not really a fan of breakup text. I just feel like there's a lot of confusion, you can't read the tone, it's just like, and plus kind of like owe it to someone just to be like, hey, like, it's over. Like, it's just, like, that's just me personally.
What, so if you was talking to, okay wait, are we talking, if you say breakup text, are we talking in the literal sense like your boyfriend and girlfriend? Or is this, does this statement apply, does your thoughts apply to a situationship? Where it's not really,
I just feel like,
oh, yeah, it applies to situationships as well.
Oh, actually, like, no, wait. It depends.
Okay.
It depends. I just feel like situationships are a little bit more different, because you can end it and it just keep going back. So it's like, if you just remove yourself, then you're just out.
Okay.
I don't know, but obviously everyone's situation is completely different.
Yeah.
But
you're a no-go. No texting.
Unless you're a weekend and you just But
I don't know. Break came up by text. I feel like I could do that. That probably sounds really bad. I don't know. It depends on who, like, how long I've known them and how deep our relationship's gotten. But I feel like a phone call's too much anxiety for me. Like, I feel like I would opt in for a text depending on the circumstances. Let's make that clear. Okay. I'm not like a bad person. Or in person. I just feel like
in person.
Yeah, I feel like that's better. Like, I don't think
are we just talking about if you were actual boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yeah, like break up
okay,
in
cool,
person.
that's fine. Okay, cool, yeah.
Not like, oh, Paige, I'm about to go break up with my situationship for
I know,
for the last week. I'm gonna go meet him in person now.
Okay, cool.
No. I just feel like a phone call's too much anxiety. Like, imagine sitting there and the phone's ringing. It's just ringing. And you're waiting, and then you see the 00.00 because the phone call started. And you're like, yeah, so that's too much. I can't. But are you talking from past experience? Like, have you done that?
Yeah, I did. I'll be very honest. But I lied though, because I felt like I get what you meant in the sense of like it's.
Oh like, wait, when you said you lied, did you say it's not me? It's not you. It's me?
No, I didn't pull that line. I just. Said,
are we getting into it?
I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna have to get into it.
Okay. Yeah, no.
No.
We'll save that for another day. We'll
save it for another. It's up to you. We can say it now, or we can save it for another day. We could do another day.
Okay, this was ages ago, but I just felt really awkward, and I was like, this is just not it for me. And I just put along the lines of, I just need to focus on like my education. My dad found out that like I have a boyfriend.
I think I remember you saying this part.
Like he wasn't happy, so he said I need to focus on my education. And I was like, I can't go behind my dad's back.
Wait, what did you say? Dad know? Dad knew?
Yeah, so my dad found out.
Wait, did he know? No,
he didn't know. I was gonna say
he
didn't know. Girl, but I was thinking you can't argue with that. And if I'm coming across like, oh my god, like I'm not trying to get caught out again. No.
Did you focus on your education?
No, obviously I did, but at the same time,
that head scratching the smile she was excuses. Yeah, my dad found out education is important. Bye.
Yeah, I was just like, sorry. It's okay.
Oh my god. Okay, right, let's get into it. Okay, so I've been seeing someone for about a month and a bit. Okay, so it's been a month, not too long, but a lot can happen in a month.
A lot can happen, yeah, exactly.
A lot can happen.
Let's not underestimate that.
Okay, so it's been mainly long distance. They just spent the weekend in my city, and I was excited because I then quickly, I was excited, but then I quickly realised that we didn't want the same thing.
Right,
okay. I love the whole,
love this happens so
I'm
soon.
in your city and come and see me. Let's chill. Love that. I don't know where I keep hearing that from, but I keep hearing it from something.
I think it's a song.
It's a song, right? And I'm thinking Party Next Door.
I literally was about to say that.
Is
I know exactly what song it is, but yeah, go on.
Okay, so yeah. So basically she was really excited, but then she realised that they didn't want the same thing. She said, I want something serious, but he doesn't seem to want the same, as he lacks communication and his actions that he shows doesn't match. That seems a bit of a typical thing in this generation. Moving on. Okay, so we spent the last evening together, and the next morning he said, see you next time I'm in town. To which I replied, probably not. Okay, we were really doing a clap.
I love that.
She literally put probably not, like probably not.
Yeah, good.
Those were her literal words.
I love that.
Okay. And I thought that was the end of it. I genuinely didn't think he'd reach back out, but he seems to be putting in more effort, like communication-wise, as he's noticed I've pulled back. Should I let things fizzle out naturally, or should I message him and say it's best that we no longer talk, because I really liked him, but then again, I'm looking for something serious in my life, and it doesn't seem like he may be on the same page.
Girl, keep that same energy. Just keep that same energy.
But like, what if he is now serious because he's seen her pull back? Like, the fact that she's pulling back and he's now, you know, giving her that communication. How do we know now he might potentially be on the same page as her?
In my head, it's just like, be man enough to have a conversation with me and say, look, I'm aware of this is how we're moving. I'm obviously apologizing. Keep it simple, and then just go from action.
So you think he could be being serious? He's not playing games? Like, he could be...
No, I don't know. I'm just basing off, like, how I would want a guy to move.
Of course.
In the sense where acknowledge... Because I just take that whole action of you now have a challenge against yourself to get back into my good books. And to try and get me back. Because you've now noticed that I've pulled away. Okay. So you want me.
So now he's just going to do a little bit of a... Not a chase, but like a... Like a, I need to get her back into
Literally.
This...
Which
I'll see you in the city. Like, he needs her there when he pulls back up.
That's Literally what it feels like it's giving. But thank you for touching back on that.
No!
Thank you. Yeah. That's literally what it's giving. He wants her when he comes back to the city. And he's like, oh, wait, I've got to keep her. And he's just trying to...
like keep her sweet, like okay, let me text her more, or whatever the communication may be, because she doesn't really say. But
and I feel like crazy. With, I don't know if this is true, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, please, but guys know like quite soon if the girl is one.
I don't know, I feel like most of guys have been saying that, but then I've heard recently sometimes apparently guys don't. So I think it depends on them personally, I guess, if they realise. But I feel like from the beginning she's obviously said, you know, they could have even texting because they don't live in the same city. They've now met up. She was quite excited about it, but she realised actually we're on 2 different pages. I feel like if she's already had that, like, instinct or that kind of acknowledgement, like, okay, I want something serious. He doesn't seem like he's on the same page. The fact that she's already thought about that from the beginning, clearly, like, it's an indication that maybe even though he's putting in effort now, because she's been pulling away, that it could be that. I need you to be in the city when I pull up. Yeah, I need that. I need you to be my company.
And we're not gonna have that.
So maybe maybe he's not going to be on the same page as you, and like maybe you should just keep it kind of no. So should she text him? Should she text him with a breakup?
Just text and just be like, I love how I'm saying just text when I literally.
And you was like, no, you should call him. Okay, should she call or text?
Just text him.
Because it's been,
guys, I feel like I contradict myself, but I guess it depends on the situation. In this situation, I feel like it's different. I would say, yeah, just text him back, yeah, this is just not it for me, and just leave it as that, because he just sounds like he
wants you there in the city when he pulls up.
So yeah, I don't like that.
You know, in the city. No, it is playing next door, because I feel like it's playing in my head a little bit.
Yeah, I can hear it.
You can hear it? Oh, you can hear it too?
Yeah,
you can hear it in my head. I was like, what? No. I don't know what I was thinking there, guys. Flipping out of it. But yeah, I feel like sending him a text and being very clear, we're just not on the same pages at the moment. And that's that. Right?
Keep it as that. Keep it stepping. Trust your instinct. You want something serious. If he's not giving you that, then keep it stepping.
And don't settle. Don't be settling for less. No one is settling for less.
It's not worth it.
Unless you, not settling, like, unless, I was gonna say unless you want to, but I meant in terms of, like, say, if you're in the mindset of when you want something serious, then of course, stick with that. But if you're, I don't know, you're not ready for something, like a serious commitment right now, then you can just, you know, live life. Like, you can just have fun. But if you know that, no, I want something serious, that's where my headspace is at, then no, don't settle for less, stick to your gut, stick what you want, and that's that.
And find someone who will match your energy.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he'll find someone else to chill with.
Exactly.
And you'll find the one that you want to be serious with, and that he wants to be serious with you. And then there you go. It's all sorted. So yeah. That's that. Should we give it up a wrap?
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for tuning into our first episode.
Thank you, guys.
Can you please like, comment, and subscribe?
And share.
And we'll see you guys on our next episode. Just a side note, actually, quick to add in, we're gonna probably, I don't know, do an episode once a week.
Yeah. We'll probably post like once a week.
Okay, so I guess see you next week.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.